15 years after the humans invaded the Pandora planet. Jake Sully, the now chief of the Omaticaya clan of the Na'vi people, lives with his wife Neytiri and their 5 children, including the orphaned human son of Colonel Miles, which was killed in the last invasion of Pandora. After the war, the Na'vi returned most of the human prisoners of war to Earth, but some scientists chose to stay and live with the Na'vi species. Everything seems to be going good and peaceful. Until one night, Jake and Neytiri notice a radiant light traveling in the skies, just to realize that these are no stars, but the attack ships of humans, which are returning back to Pandora to continue their assault against the Na'vi and take over the planet. The Omaticaya clan is forced to flee as they see their homeland being destroyed by the landing of human ships. Elsewhere in a medical facility, Colonel Miles Quaritch is resurrected in an avatar form using his memories and personality from his last body. He is soon briefed by an old video of himself, which was recorded in case he dies in his human life. Avatar Miles is informed that he is revived to pursue vengeance against Jake Sully and the Na'vi people, which killed him in his past human life. Back at Pandora, the Na'vi begin their offense against the humans and ambush a weapon convoy to equip themselves with human weapons. While the Na'vi war party is raiding the convoy, Jake's younger son Loke drags his elder brother Neteyam to join in the raid and going against their father's orders about not to get near the convoy. As they join the war party on ground, the Na'vi are attacked by one of humans' aircraft, and in its aftermath, Neteyam is wounded while Loke manages to avoid any damage. Jake orders them to return back to the camp in an aggressive way. Once at the camp, they are both scolded by Jake for disobeying his orders and Loke is grounded for 1 month. On the other hand, Colonel Miles leads his own assault squad with the mission of killing the Na'vi's in charge Jake. Miles' squad reaches the humans' base on Pandora, where he meets General Frances Ardmore. She briefs Miles about the human troops' failure to enter the Na'vi's base of operations, and tasks him to lead his team in the surrounding jungle to gather intel. Miles then leads his team in the Pandora forests in search of valuable intel. At the same time, Jake's children except Neteyam are also exploring the jungles. They discover Miles' team investigating the spot where Miles died in his human form. Loke contacts his father, which is on a patrol with his wife and eldest son Neteyam, and informs him about detecting avatars. Jake immediately orders Loke to leave the area and he heads towards the mentioned location with his wife and son. As Loke and others try to escape, they are caught by Miles' team. He identifies the children as Jake's and Spider's as his own son. Miles informs General Ardmore about capturing valuable prisoners and requests pickup, and the human ships make their way towards Miles' position. On the other hand, Jake and along with his wife and son reach the area. Neteyam is ordered to stay back, while Neytiri and Jake begin search for their children. Soon they engage in a battle against Miles' team, and manage to rescue everyone except Spider, who is captured by the avatars, and they escape with him as the humans arrive for picking them up. Back at the camp, Jake suggests that his family leave their clan and relocate, as Miles might learn the whereabouts of the clan's camp from Spider, and come after them, so staying with their clan might endanger everyone's lives. Meanwhile, Spider is being tortured for intel in the humans' base. Colonel Miles steps in and stops the general from torturing him, asking her to let him interrogate Spider his way. He tries to talk to Spider and get closer to him, taking him to a training mission the next day to bond. Back at the camp, Jake passes on the clan's leadership and migrate to the Sea clan of Metkayina. Upon reaching, they are met with a hostile behavior from the local tribesmen and Ronal, the tribe leader's wife, as Jake and his children possess human blood in them. Tonowari, the clan's leader, arrives and agrees to shelter Jake and his family as Jake has brought many victories to the Na'vi people. The entire family begins to learn the Metkayina clan's ways and begin training with their creatures. Kiri is fascinated with the aquatic life of Metkayina and develops a spiritual bond with the sea and its creatures, while Loke befriends Tsireya, the daughter of clan chief Tonowari. Even though they are accepted in the clan, Jake's children still suffer from bullying from the rest of the clan's children. In the aftermath of one such event, Layok and Neteyam get in a fight with the tribe leader's son Aonung and his friends. Jake asks Layok to go and apologize to Aonung. As he approaches them, they invite Layok to go hunting with them out of the clan's territory in the sea. Layok takes on the challenge and embarks with them. As they reach the center of nowhere in the sea, far from the tribe, they abandon Layok and leave the scene. As Layok realizes it and tries to make his way back, he is attacked by a giant sea predator. Luckily, he is saved by another sea species called Taukun, and in return he helps removing a spearhead from the fish's fin and befriends it. Upon his return to Metkayina, Chief Tonowari, who became aware of his son's actions on Loke, asks the former to apologize to Loke. However, Lok takes the blame on himself, winning Aonung's respect and friendship. Together, the group of children learn and explore Metkayina's aquatic shores and its beautiful ecosystems. Lok is also told that the Taukan which saved him is named Payakan, and is an outcast among his species to which he is unable to believe. Meanwhile, on a trip to an offshoot of the Tree of Souls, Kiri links with it to meet her mother, but suffers a violent seizure. She is healed by Ronal. Miles is able to track them to the archipelago where the reef people live. Bringing Spider with him, Miles begins to violently question the indigenous tribes about Jake's location. Disgusted with his father's brutality, Spider pleads with Miles to let go the indigenous tribes without harm, and a sternful Miles complies, and spares the lives of the villagers. After this, Miles comes up with the strategy of drawing out Jake through herding tulkuns, as these creatures are very near to the reef people. Back at Jake's camp, Tano Ari arrives and informs him of the assault led by Miles on his clan. Meanwhile, Lok connects with Payakan to learn how he became an outcast. Through its memories, Lok learns that Payakan break the pact of not attacking anyone and attack the whalers which killed its mother, so the rest of the Taukuns casted him out. Tano Ari gets to know about Lok connecting with the beast, and he aggressively condemns it, claiming that Payakan is a killer. On the other hand, Miles commandeers a whaling vessel which is hunting tulkuns to harvest their brain enzymes for creating anti-aging remedies. Once they have extracted the enzymes, they leave the dead bodies of the Taukuns to float to send a message to Jake. Soon the Sea Tribe and Jake come across the dead Taukuns and they mourn the death of their spirit animals. The Metkayina clan confronts Jake for bringing war and destruction to their lands, and Ronal calls to fight back the humans to take revenge. Jake calms them down and claims that it will be a loss if they attack the humans and reveal their location to them. He suggests to ask the remaining Taukuns to migrate and hide for the time being so they cannot be targeted again. As the tribe people prepare to warn their Taukuns, Layok decides to head towards Payakan to warn him. His siblings and tribe leaders' children go after him to stop him from endangering himself. As he reaches Payakan, he notices that it's been attacked by a tracking device and attempts to take it out. This is when the humans and Colonel Miles attack them. Lok informs his father about it before being captured by Miles. They are brought to the ship and tied next to the railings. On the other hand, the Metkayina clan and Jake prepare to rescue the kids. As they reach the site, Colonel Miles demands Jake to give himself up in exchange of his kids. Jake agrees and starts moving towards the ship. This is when Payakan attacks the ship, giving a window to the tribe and Jake to attack the humans. An intense battle takes place in the middle of the ocean, with both sides taking heavy losses. Meanwhile, Spider, who grows sick of the RDA's motives, attacks the vessel crew and sabotages its functions and runs off to save Jake's children. At this moment, the freed Payakan swims towards the vessel, and seeing his soul brother Lok imperiled, Payakan attacks the whalers, triggering a fight which kills most of the crew and critically damaging the vessel, causing it to sink. Meanwhile, Netayam rescues Lok, Tuk and Kiri, but Lok insists to save Spider. Before they can make their way to the ship, Tuk and Kiri are again captured by Miles and brought back to the ship. Lok and Netayam decide to rescue Spider, and proceed to escape off the vessel while evading the enemies. However, Netayam is fatally shot in the process. Jake, Nitri and his children along with Tsireya desperately try to save Netayam's life in vain, but he succumbs to his wounds and dies. While the family is mourning his death, Miles contacts Jake and informs him that his daughter are under his mercy. Jake is again offered to surrender and come back to the ship to save his daughter's lives. Enraged, Jake and Nitri decide to attack the ship. Spider guides Jake to a sneaky way to get on the ship's deck, while Nitri takes off on her beast with her bow and arrows. Together, they finish off the rest of the remaining human troops on the ship before finally confronting Miles, who has Kiri as a hostage with a knife against her throat. Jake surrenders and handcuffs himself, but before he could move to Miles, Spider interrupts and asks Miles to let Kiri go. This is when Nitri sneaks up on Spider and puts a knife against his throat, asking Miles to let Kiri go or she will kill his son. At first, Miles shows that he does not care and that he is another species now and Spider is not his son, but as soon as Nitri is about to kill him, Miles let Kiri go to save Spider. This touches Spider and he along with Jake's family escapes, while Jake stays back to fight Colonel Miles. They both engage on a one-on-one knife fight on the ship, while the rest of the group fails to escape as the ship is breaking apart and they all get stuck in different parts of the ship. Eventually, Jake manages to knock Miles out underwater and reunites with his son Lok, and they both make their way out of the ship, while Kiri connects with the ocean and helps Tuk and Nitri escape. The entire family reunites on Payakan. On the other hand, Spider searches for his father Miles and rescues him. As they both reach the shore, Miles' flying beast arrives to take him, and Miles asks Spider to come along him, but Spider hisses at him and leaves, returning back to the tribe and Jake. After the gruesome war and victory of Na'vi, the tribe and Jake's family perform Layok's funeral and place his body underwater for the sea to take his energy. In the final scenes of the movie, Tano Ari finally accepts Jake as part of the Metkayina clan, and Jake along with his family become a part of the Sea tribe and begin their new life. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe for more epic videos. We will see you at the next one.